علامات التأنيث في الأفعال feminine signs in Arabic verbs. أهلا بكم إلى الدرس اليوم في برنامج تكلم العربية مع ObaKids على قناة ObaKids لينك. اليوم بإذن الله تعالى سنتكلم عن علامات التأنيث في الأفعال. You are all welcome to this program, Speak Arabic with ObaKids. Today, inshallah, we're going to discuss feminine signs in Arabic verbs. Introduction. In Arabic language, gender specifications and identifications in anything that has to do with females has its own special sign, place, and identification. Unlike other languages, English language, for instance, where some of gender identities are shared together between both masculine and feminine. For instance, the pronouns you, they, them. Likewise, almost all verbs are used equally for both masculine and feminine. However, the reverse is the case in Arabic language, as both females and males are sharing entirely different identities and signs to each other. In this lesson, we shall talk about how to identify or form feminine verbs in Arabic language. We shall discuss the feminine signs in three major types of verbs: the past, the present, and the command tense. In Arabic language, if the subject of a sentence is a female, the verb as well will be feminine verb. This, however, is applicable to singular, dual, and plural forms of feminine nouns as well as their verbs. Discussion. 1. The feminine sign in singular verbs. A singular feminine verb in Arabic language goes with a singular feminine noun or subject in a sentence. If the subject is a singular female, surely the verb will be a singular feminine as well. A feminine verb is an action that is performed by females. Either the female is singular, dual, or plural. Females' verbs are specifically identified by some female signs. Either the verbs are in their past, present, or command tense. Examples of feminine singular verbs in their past, present, and command states are: past tense: جلست راضية على الكرسي. Radia sat on the chair. لعبت فاطمة في الميدان. Fatima played on the field. Present tense: تجلس راضية على الكرسي. Radia sitting on the chair. تلعب فاطمة في الميدان. Fatima is playing on the field. Command tense: اجلسي على الكرسي. يا راضية, sit on the chair, you راضية. العبي في الميدان يا فاطمة. Play on the field, you Fatima. The verbs here are جلست, لعبت, تجلس, تلعب, اجلسي, and العبي. You see that the first two sentences, the verbs are past tense and they have ta with sukun attached to their ends. This ta with sukun attached to the verb's ends is an indication for singular feminine. And in the second two sentences, you see that both of the verbs are present tense. تجلس and تلعب are both present tense. And you will also see ta attached to the beginning of these verbs. This ta is an indication for singular feminine. And the last two sentences, you see that both of the verbs are command tense, اجلسي and العبي. And you see that both of these verbs have ya maddi attached to their ends. This yaumadi attached to the verb's ends is an indication for singular feminine. The above sentences show the feminine sign in singular verbs with singular subject in the past, present, and command tenses. In the singular past tense, the feminine sign is atta, at-ta'nisu sakina. The feminine ta with a sukun at the end of the verb. The singular feminine sign in the present tense form is the attachment of prefix ta to the beginning of the verb, while the singular feminine sign in command tense is the attachment of feminine ya to its end. 2. The feminine sign in dual verbs. The dual feminine verbs are actions that are performed by two female entities. Either the females are human or non-human beings. These verbs can as well be in the past, present, or command tense form. The dual feminine verbs as well have their own signs and identifications, as will be given in the examples below. Past tense. Radiyatu wa Fatimatu jalasata ala al-kursiyyi. Radi and Fatima sat on the chair. Zainab wa Ruqayya la'ibata fil maydani. Zainab and Ruqayya played on the field. Present tense. Radiyatu wa Fatimatu tajlisani ala al-kursiyyi. Radi and Fatima are sitting on the chair. Fatimatu wa Ruqayyatu tal'abani fil maydani. Fatima and Ruqayya are playing on the field. Command tense. Ijlisa ya Radiyata wa Fatimata. Sit down, you Radiya and Fatima. Il'aba ya Ruqayyata wa Zainaba. Play, you Ruqayya and Zainab. So the verbs here are jalasata, la'ibata, tajlisani, tal'abani, ijlisa, and il'aba. You see that in the first two sentences, both of the verbs are in their past tense form with ta and alif attached to their ends. This ta and alif is an indication for dual feminine. And in the third and fourth sentences, both of the verbs are in their present tense form with ta attached to their beginnings and alif attached to their ends. This ta and alif are indications for dual feminine. And in the last two sentences, both of the verbs have alif attached to their ends. And they're also in their command tense form. Now, you should take note that in command tense, the dual form masculine and feminine are the same. So, in command tense, the dual form masculine and feminine are alif. But in this case, we are using alif for dual feminine. So, this alif is an indication for dual feminine. The above sentences show the dual feminine verb signs in their past, present, and command tense. In the past tense, the dual feminine sign is the feminine ta at the end of the verb, preceded by the dual alif and the dual alif. Attached to the end of the verbs is the sign that the action is performed by two people. The dual feminine sign in the present tense form is the initial ta, the beginning of the verbs. The dual alif attached to the end of the verbs is also a sign that the action is performed by two people. Likewise, in the command tense, the dual sign is only in the dual alif attached to the end of the verbs because dual form of command tense shares the same picture and appearance with the masculine form. 3. The feminine sign in plural verbs. The feminine plural verbs are the actions performed by the group of females or more than two females. The plural form in Arabic language are the objects from 3 and above in number. The feminine plural verbs are as well can be identified through the feminine sign attached to the end of the verbs. Let's look at the following examples of the feminine sign in feminine verbs in the past, present, and command verbs. The past tense. البنات جلسنا على الكرسي. The female sat on the chair. الطالبات لعبنا في الميدان. The female students played on the field. The present tense. البنات يجلسن على الكرسي. The females are sitting on the chair. الطالبات يلعبن في الميدان. The female students are playing on the field. The command tense. اجلسن على الكرسي يا بنات. Sit down on the chair, you females. يلعبن في الميدان يا طالبات. Play on the field, you female students. You see that the verbs here are جلسنا, لعبنا, يجلسنا, يلعبنا, يجلسنا, and يلعبنا. In the first two sentences, both of the verbs are past tense and they have noon attached to their ends. This noon is an indicator for plural feminine. And in sentences 3 and 4, all of the verbs are present tense and they both have noon attached to their ends, just like past tense. And this noon again is an indicator for feminine. And lastly, in the last two sentences, all the verbs are command tense with noon attached to their ends, which also indicates plural feminine. In the above examples, the feminine sign in the plural past tense is the attachment of the feminine plural noon, nunu niswa, to the end of the verbs. In the present tense form, the feminine plural sign is also the attachment of the feminine plural noon to the end of the verbs. Likewise, in the command tense, the feminine plural sign is the same feminine plural noon added to the end of the verbs. This means the sign of females in the plural feminine verbs remains the same, noon, for the past, present, and command tense. Hope you enjoy your class for today. Join us in the next class for another episode of Speak Arabic with ObaKids on ObaKids Link TV here. شكرا على المشاهدة. Thanks for watching. Guys, subscribe to our channel ObaKids Link TV. To read more Arabic lessons, visit our website www.obatutor.com. And for learning coding and programming languages, subscribe to ObaTech and ObaCode on YouTube channel. Thank you all for your support.